There we go. How's that? Sorry about that. So let's start again. Good afternoon, all, anyway, or good morning, wherever you are. That's better. So close to the open this was, which is why I just took it on one of my accounts, the 57 one. Was it 57? That one down here, which is my larger account. I just did 3 quick points there. Bit too close to the open for me. Sometimes it can flicker around a bit, but you can clearly see we're chopping up down there. We got a channel down there with a break, 2 attempts to push up, lovely second entry long. Some weak buying here, to be honest with you. They're bound to be trapped all day, bars like that. They're just not strong enough. So second entry short, closed below the EMA, just dropped an order in there, a little bit sideways, but then I think I was out here. Actually, I got in for 3 points. So where did I get out? Yeah, I got out in that first bar, I think, but it came back a bit and then down we came. That's all I was interested in, getting out below those. Whatever it was going to do then didn't really interest me. So one quick trade on that. But as I say, a little bit too close to the open for comfort, really, just in case. The trade's good. More times than not it'll work, but that is literally 3 seconds before the open. So I just took it on the one account. So Beach Bum, how you doing, bud? So there were some nice trades around yesterday, actually, when I look back. There was a trade, I came back to the chart, and it frustrated me because I got up and went to make myself a cup of tea. I put the kettle on, came back upstairs, and there was a beautiful trade, a really smart, kind of clever one where you were trapping longs. So we had a channel up here with a break and a new high. Now, I noticed Thomas Wade had that. So we had 2 legs down. So I guarantee you there'll be traders going long there, and that was a mistake. He had that and he opened it up. The thing is with Thomas, he does sometimes open his channels, but for me, I had it like that. We got a clear break, new high, 2 legs back. Not only that, there's a triple test to go long. I was just a little bit too late, but that was an absolute beauty. You can see when it broke below here, it came down 6 1/4 points straight away, clearing any longs here. But that's a clever little trade there. I like those trades where you are trapping traders to the long side, because usually when they break below there, woof, you get your profit quick. So it was a lovely trade, that. There was something else as well that I looked at that was good. I think that might have been it. It looked a little better, but I'd finished by then. It was getting late, but 2 nice legs up. Something like that. I mean, we got a touch there, touch there, touch there. It's working nice there. Starting to come away from the bottom just a little bit here. You can see it kind of slowly gliding into that side of the channel. So we had 2 nice legs up. It's always nicer for me when you've got stops to push through. Clearly had buying going on there, and that, but it looked a little better yesterday. But I came back and was just set my chart up for today, and I noticed that. And what a really nice trade. So again, so there is starting to get a few more trades around, and the trade I took as well that I got out of in the end, because I just put my stop to break even a little bit too late. I can't remember when it was now. I think it was that one there. Yeah, we got a channel down, 1 2 3 triple test, bulls trapped here. That was a nice trade, that, but it just came back and hit me stop. I put my stop to break even before it came down and worked, but there was a few nice trades around yesterday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, things are improving a little bit, because it's been so quiet. I've not taken hardly any trades, to be fair. It's been super quiet. But there was a few trades around, so I am trading a little bit late. If I take a trade in my normal 3.5 hours, then I'll finish for the day. But if I don't, I will come back. It's this. I mean, if I'm only doing 3.5 hours and I'm not finding trades, I've got to put a few more hours in. So I've not got a problem with that. But yeah, yesterday turned into a pretty good trade, actually. So channel down there, maybe a second entry short. I wouldn't have taken that bar. It's a bit weak. If it pushed up a bit, it wouldn't be so bad, but it did work nonetheless. You can see it clearly. In fact, if I bring that down a bit, that makes a little bit more sense. You can clearly see bounce, bounce, bounce. We got some support and resistance along here. You can see it there. We pushed up and you can see it 1, 2, 3, back a little bit, another couple of times. The midline there, bounced it off the midline, and then down we came quickly. So it wasn't a terrible trade, that one. I'd have preferred that bar to be just a little bit better. It was a tick off a doji, but you can clearly see a couple of times. And not only that, same again, it's always important for me, am I trapping traders in the other direction? Now, if this was failing, if this breakout was failing, I wouldn't see that and a push back and it's struggling to get above. So you've got a higher low there and a bull bar. So that bar came down at that stop and then touched that stop and then down it came again. But the more you sit and watch these markets, the more you kind of understand these little sort of nuances, for want of a better word, that they kind of have. You do notice these, and I'm noticing them more and more. So just sitting around yesterday evening looking at the charts, you do find sometimes you get quite in tune with them, and you can kind of figure out what you're looking at, where price is going to go. And obviously that, you know, comes more and more with experience. Every day and every week you sit in front of these markets, you get better at understanding them. Now, I'm starting to think now that there is a larger channel there. So maybe a little spike in a channel there. There's an overshoot anyway, so I think it really doesn't matter too much anyway. So I'd expect that to bounce here. So I wanted to have a chat with you guys as well. I got an email from Apex yesterday. Some of you may have heard about it, but there are some changes with Apex which kind of sound a little bit mean, but they're actually a good thing. They are starting to remove profits from accounts that have gone above their 30%. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but a brief thing. Now, we've all done this. Now, one particular time stands out to mind. I was revenge trading. I moved my stop. Price got to about 2 ticks from stopping me out and blowing the account and went in my favour, and I ended up getting $500 in profit. You shouldn't do it. It's not the way to trade. But it happens, especially when you're sort of inexperienced and, you know, full of emotions. So what Apex is saying is they don't want people playing the luck game, because you're buying a cheaper evaluation, and let's just give it massive amount of space. If you're really truly risking more than 30% of your drawdown, you're a ticking time bomb. And I'm not saying that in a nasty way. You know, we all do it, and that's revenge trading. That's kind of takes over us. But if you go above your 30% risk and end up making profits from that trade, they could remove that from your account. Now, it's not a bad thing, because it does keep pressure on you to not risk too much. I would say, let's call it a daily risk budget, for want of a better word. If I take a trade, at worst, even with a 5-point bar, I'm risking $250, which is a maximum of 10%. So that is my maximum loss before I close down for the day. So if you're risking 30%, you're either trading too many contracts or you're moving your stop. And it's a bad habit to risk that much. So the fact that Apex say, if you take a big risk, and you risk more than 30% and you end up making profits, they could take it out your account. So just keep that in mind. I'll get the email out later and talk a little bit more about it when there's a few more in. But what they want to get to is no denials, no payout denials. Now, if you look at other companies, let me just have a quick glance at this. So where's Traderify? Let me just have a quick log into Traderify. A lot of these other companies now have obvious risks where that you can see and you know what you're doing. So let's get on the dashboard here. Why isn't this working? I did a count. Okay, so let's say straight to funding. Okay, so if you pick something like this is a Traderify. If you go for a straight to funded account, you've got your kind of rules here. You've got a daily loss limit instead of a daily risk, or you've got consistency, so you know you can't go over more, otherwise you grow the account, and so on. It's probably not the best. But there are straightforward rules here when you look and when you sign up. Now, with Apex, there's a separate section for the rules, and it's a little bit finicky because they're not in your face like a lot of the other companies are when you sign up, so you know what you're getting yourself in for. So, realistically, you need to make rules very clear and obvious, and then people, they know if they've done something wrong. But if you put the kind of rules in the small print and you deny a payout, people tend to get a bit frustrated with them. A 50k account where there's a 3,000 drawdown, you can risk. Absolutely. To be honest with you, Ben, I mean, you've been trading a while now. You know as well as anyone, if you're trading more than 30%, 3 trades and you're done. So, but yeah, basically, if you got, well, it's 30%, isn't it? So if you've got $10,000 of profit, the most you can risk in one trade is $3,000. Now, if you go over that and you end up in profit, then they could take the profit out. I don't know how it works if you end up break even, but it's a good rule because it does keep you thinking about risk management. And ultimately, if you haven't got risk management, you've got nothing. Now, I don't mean to say, to sound like I'm lecturing people. I know what it's like, to have emotions and to panic. But the trouble is, when there's no real rules to follow and you can move your stop and do whatever you want, it does teach you bad habits. So it's a good thing. And also Apex, when you got accounts going back maybe a year or so, when your account got to $2,600, you could take $2,000. Sounds great in theory, but that leaves you about $500 left, and 19 people out of 20 ended up blowing an account. So it didn't do you any favors. So the best thing Apex did really was to allow you to only take $500 out, so you've still got $2,100 in the account. So all these rules that kind of save them money teach you good practices and kind of stand you up for the future, because ultimately down the line, what we all want to be aiming towards is having our own account as well. So making money from the prop firms, making money from our own accounts. But I mean, you can't trade your own account like that. You've got to be super strict. So, these rules that we have to adhere to are not a bad thing. They're a good thing. So, but they are, I'm just letting you know that if you go over that, it's okay to close a trade out at $700 and take another one and lose another $700. That's fine. But what they don't want people doing is moving your stop completely out the way and relying on luck. Because obviously they've got to make a living, they've got to pay, traders that are following the rules. And otherwise it ends up, like a casino. And that's kind of not what anyone wants, really. So just keep it in mind. Just have a fixed amount that you lose in one trade. I certainly wouldn't risk in 30%. I'd say 10% in a day really is a fair number. And that's being quite generous. So $2,500, $250 a loss. But just keep it in mind, it's only one trade. Even if you close a trade down at 700 and reopen it, that's fine. They just don't want you moving your stop and treating it like a little bit of pure luck. So hopefully they are introducing some new things soon. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to keep up with the rest of the accounts. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have faster payouts as well, and hopefully no denials. If you follow the rules, you know then you won't get a denial and you'll get a quick payment. You trade 25k. Yeah. So it's easy enough, isn't it? You got 1,500, 10%. 10% is $150. So 450 is your max loss, but that's in one trade. But you know, if you were trading your own money, what would be your max risk for the day? I think traders generally talk about between 1% and 3% trading your own funds. So if we pick the middle number 2%. So $2,500, you're talking $50 risk on a trade, aren't you? They need to have better analysis tools on their website. Like, yeah, they do. They need to have more obvious rules. They did say, let me get the email out. They did say in the email that, where is it? That they were updating their website and making things a little bit easier. That's the thing. If you go onto Traderify or Lucid, the rules are there in black and white in front of you. But when people, you know, rules are kind of, that's the trouble with a lot of terms and conditions. They're usually tiny letters where you can kind of, they're hard to find. Okay, so I'll put it on this side here. So there's the email. There's the email there. So I'll let you can see that, can't you? Can you see that? Let me make it a little bit larger. You can always have a look at it. Have a little read of that. I'll put it on there for a minute, but you can always look back on the video later and take a snapshot. But this will be on their website anyway. I don't know if you can read it very well, but I'll move up to the next part. In fact, I can probably get it all on, can't I? Hi, blah, 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 blah. There's the last part of it. So you can always, you know, look back on this video and pause it and read it again. But if you want a copy of it, I'll email it to you. But I dare say it'll be on the website. But they did say they are updating their website to be a lot more professional. So there it is. I'll knock it off now, but it's there if you just replay the video and that. But it does make things better for us. It makes things clearer, and there's less likely you're going to get stuck and in trouble. Let me have a little look here. Channel there. Possible second entry short. I don't think it's the worst trade in the world, but it's 23 ticks, so it's rather large. That ATR's high at the moment. It's 5 and a. I mean, it did work. ATR's large. It did work on that first bar, went down 30 ticks. It's mad at the moment. See, what they're trying to avoid is denying people. If they make it clear and you know what the rules are, there's no fear of being denied. See, at the end of the day, Apex have to pay their proper traders, because without traders, there's nothing. Now, it's okay saying, well, yeah, they make money from their affiliates. Well, yeah, they do. But affiliates. But from their blown accounts. But when people start to make money, if they're not getting paid, word will soon spread around and people will ditch them. So they do get paid. I can tell you now categorically, every time I break. In fact, if you look at, I had a quick browse through, I think it was Alpine's stream yesterday. I always have a look later in the evening, find out what other people did. And he brought up a violation he'd had. So, you know, some people say, oh, affiliates don't get, they absolutely do. And he's a bigger affiliate than me. He got a violation. He actually shown a picture of it. And he had money removed from his account. So, you know, don't think it's just you guys that get a hard time and the affiliates don't. They absolutely do. And he's had tons of denials because we know he breaks the rules. So he's going to have to follow the rules and, you know, himself. So don't think it's just you guys that get a bad rap. You know, it's not. All these rules that are clear, if we follow the rules, then we got no concerns about not getting paid. Let's have a little look here. So we've got a channel here with a break and a new low. Is this 2 attempts to come up? I'll be surprised if you don't have another leg up here. So there's going to be some stops up there. Is this going to push up or is it going to come down for a second leg? Yeah, it'll come down and then I don't think that's going to go up now. All right, maybe it will. You couldn't take the long anyway. It was the bar was naff. It was below the EMA, but we had a leg up there. 2 attempts to go lower. It's a bit better. It was a bit better on here, but I much prefer that if it's above that EMA. And it's a little bit boxy, but it did work. Leg up, 2 attempts to go lower. So I'm pretty sure we got no oil news. Just have a check. No, don't we have? No, we have. We haven't. We had the CPI data. That's it for today. Okay, leg and a leg up. Is this going to come down? Quite possibly. Whereas we've had a break. This is clearly range at the moment. We've had a break out there. So we may get one up here. Yeah, someone else marked that. As I say, I don't think it was a terrible trade. But these bars are large at the moment. Clearly worked. What was the size of the bar? 6 1/4. I'm not risking that much. If it had broken above there and that was a higher low, it would have been more of a sure thing. But it did do what we kind of thought it would do. Decent long there. The trouble is it's weak here. It's better here, but it's still below that EMA. Just based on what I was looking at, we know price tends to move in twos, but the entry was just a bit weak for me. Looks better. You got the 500 as well, have you? So we got to move up 1, 2 attempts to go lower. Is this going to push up? It's cleared previous liquidity there. Let's see where this goes now. It's definitely choppy today, isn't it? No argument there. The size of that bar. No, what? Look at the size of that. That's mad, isn't it? 14 points? No way. Is that right? Wow, that's nearly a 14-point bar, that. Why is this thing flickering like mad? We are finding some support here. Is this going to push up towards the top now? Channel up or move up? 2 attempts to go lower. Is this going to push up? Sam, how you doing, matey? Long time no speak. Have you heard back from Apex? How's things going with Apex now? How are you getting on, bud, with Apex? I noticed I had an email from them that they are, in some cases, if you take a big risk and you get away with it, they won't let you buy accounts at the moment. I think it sounds like they may be moving you to a live account. You'll have to let us know what happens and how they kind of do it. I think ultimately, if you're getting regular payments on accounts, that's at some point what they're going to do. Yeah, you'll have to let us know, but I've heard they lump it together. I've only known a couple of people that I've personally known. There's obviously more out there, but I believe they lump your profits together and put it over. So, possible failure here. 2 legs up. It's a hidden second entry short that's triggered. Is this going to push up? I'm guessing it will do. Okay, now up you go. There is a hidden second entry short failure there. That'll push up above that. I'm not taking it though. It's 25 ticks. But it's bound to head for there. There is enough points to get up there, to be honest with you. What would I need? 3 1/4. So it would have to hit there for me. It will push up, there's no doubt. Second entry short or hidden second entry short. We push down, we trap. There's shorts trapped there. That's going up all day for me, but it's a 20-odd tick bar. I'm not risking that much at the moment. Not on 20 accounts. But you can see we're finding some support here. We've had this big move up and some support here. And then up we go. Just wish this ATR had come down. It's floating under 6, which is a bit large for me. Have you looked into Trade Day? I've heard of them. See, my plan is this year is to, when I get these 20 accounts, when I start getting some payments from them, my plan is to pick up 5 Traderify and 5 Lucid. I hear good things about Lucid. That's my plan. But Trader, I've heard of them, but I've not really looked into them too much. Before final payment with Apex sticking to. I think at the moment they froze everything for Sam. and they want to see how he trades, because ultimately there's three kind of stages, isn't there? You start off with affiliates, you start moving to PA, and you start to get paid. When you get consistent payouts, then they flag you to move you to live. I believe you've got two options. You can either take all your money, your profits, but then they ban you for 6 months. And the reason they do that is they don't want you buying a load more accounts and then making money that they got to pay. Or they'll move you to a live account where there's no rules. You can do whatever you want. You get 90% and Sam will get 10%. But they want to know you can follow the rules perfectly, so they monitor you before they put you onto or they offer you a live account. Withdrawing as much as you can before your final payment from Apex, or sticking with your own cash. Yeah, I think you get the option to take out what you want. I think you can withdraw it all, and then kind of move away from them. 1, 2, 3 triple test. I wouldn't want to go short here. It's getting a bit choppy now, is it? Channel down, 2 attempts to go higher. Is this coming down? Yeah, I mean, if you have a live account with Apex, the beauty is, if, let's say, for instance, if you're in the UK, if you've got 20 accounts with, I don't know, let's say $80,000 in, if you get paid those $80,000, you're liable for tax. If that $80,000 goes into an account before you've been paid it, you don't pay tax on it, but you do pay 10% to Apex. You know what I mean? So there's kind of a couple of options there, isn't there? Trouble is, it's okay taking all the money. You're liable for tax then. Now, if you've got your own account and you make money from your own account, you pay capital gains, which is a lot less. So ideally, well, you want to both, really. If you're a trader and you can make money, you want to take advantage of prop firms and your own funds, don't you? There'll be stops here and here, so this is going to have a push up for me. There's just no setup there. It's the bar's not great, is it? Yeah, just inside a bunch of other price action. No, I'm not trading any of this, mate. I can see what's going on for the most part. It is readable. Certainly that was on the you can clearly see there's a hidden second entry short, came down below the way, pushed up. So for me, that's going to push up there and take out that short all day long. And same with that as well. Lower high there. I wouldn't take the lower high, but then you have a strong push up. My guess is going to take that lower high out, which it did. But then it is whooping around. Talking to everyone, yeah. So there's a higher low there. Do I think that's a bad trade? Not really, but at 27 ticks, I expect it to break above there and there. It certainly worked, but I'm not risking 20 odd ticks. It'll go above there as well, I'm pretty confident. So a tick above there, it would have to get to there for me. It'll hit there in a minute, I think. So it wouldn't have worked as of yet. I wouldn't have taken that for 27. No, it would have done. Okay, so... But you can read this if you see what's going on. We got 2 little legs down, 2 legs up here. There's bears short the trap there, bears trap there, and then we get a bull bar by a higher low. You can... you can almost tell where that's going to go. Stop out that, stop out that. It's doing that kind of weaving effect, isn't it? You can see it's constantly overlapping itself. So now we've had 2 legs up now, 2 larger legs up now. Look at that, right to the tick. It's cleared there, so is it going to pull back now? My guess is it probably will. Yeah, you can spot all these, but the trouble is 27 ticks. I mean, the risk's a bit too much for me. Yeah, bars are big, and they hopefully it'll settle down. I'm not quite sure why it's so volatile at the moment, but I mean, the one good thing is if you get into a good trade, you're almost guaranteed to get your profit even at 3 points. But you've got to get, I mean, if I get what I call a super clear, then I don't mind taking the risk, because I can't remember the last time I saw a super clear trade. It didn't work. So channel up, break, new high. So we're coming into the realm of sellers up here, which you'd expect at the top here. So starting at 65, which is there, sellers at 70, which is there, and sellers up at looks like 80. So my guess is I certainly expect it to get above here, and possibly if it breaks over overnight highs, it'll hit that one. But I certainly expect that one as well. We've got to break out the bottom of this range, so I'd absolutely expect a breakout from the top. Friday the I noticed on the calendar. I think we'll get up to this idea at the moment, but yeah. So if you're superstitious, it might be a good idea to take the day off. Take the day off today. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in that rubbish. I even walk under ladders just to prove a point, and I've never had one land on me yet. Okay, so it's broken above there, broken above there. That's the highs of the day up here. So I still think this will push up. Little stitches. I've never walked over 3 drains in the middle. I've never heard that one. 3 drains. See what I've been watching the last month? Evil. Has anybody watched it? It's a series up to 4th. I think it's just finished. It's got 4 series to it. It's brilliant. I love it. My wife's like that. If you have some new shoes, she doesn't like them on the table. Not that I often get new shoes. So there's a lot of sell orders up here. So if we had a second entry long here, not that I would necessarily take it, but I do believe it'll go up. Yeah, you can see aggressive sellers. See, if aggressive sellers like this level, it doesn't matter about the passive orders up here. A lot of the time, they just won't get hit. Not that I would take a short here, because that has cleared liquidity here, so it still could go up. Most planes don't have a row 13, do they not? Look at the size of that thing. Jesus Christ. No chance of getting a lower high there or a second entry. Not with a bar that bearish. It's the trouble, really, isn't it? Some of these bars are massive. Yeah, they are, mate. Look at the size of that one. It's horrendous, isn't it? I don't know why it's so volatile today, but it is weaving up and down, isn't it? Mind you, if you know what you're doing, you can make, I suppose, good profits when it's like this. There are certain giveaways. That one, if that had been small, I'd have had a go at that one because you got stops there, and we've got this move up, and you can see we've had two little legs back, a push above the EMA. We've got a bull bar there, and another one. So for me, that's going to go up all day long, but I'm not risking 27 ticks. That's without a tick above and below. But you can read a lot of this. Same again there. Hidden second entry short. We come down to the EMA, push up strong. For me, that's going to get taken out all day long. And it did. So, you can read some of this, but it's whether you want to take the risk. I'm just hoping that EMA calmed. It has come down a bit. It was 1 point or 1 tick under 6 15 minutes ago. It's just above 5 now. So hopefully, right the EMA. Yeah. If I see an absolute gimme, then I will have a go at it. I was looking for a couple of little legs there, but we just had one big mega bar. There's no room to the lows, mind you. With a push down like that and then a bar, you got a fair idea that's coming down some more. You got stops down here, so liquidity hanging around here. So, but I'm quite shocked we've had such a big bust out the bottom there, and often we'll get one at the top here. So we haven't done as of yet. So we seem to be finding some resistance around about there, don't we? Second entry short there. See how big the bar is. Look at the size of it. It's massive. Do I really want to risk that much? I'd be pretty confident that's coming down, but look at the size of it. There's going to be stops around here. You can bet on it. We haven't broken above them yet. Let's see if we get something else a bit better here. It hasn't triggered that bar anyway. We got a bit of support here, so I wouldn't surprise that it bounces, but I fully expect that to come down. You can see there's support across there. Bounce, 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 bounce. So, second entry short stroke failure. Let's see if this ends up being a double trap and ticking above it and coming down. Oh, wow. Okay, you can see there's support across there. So is this going to be the move down? I would say it is. 31 ticks, lower highs better. So maybe touch, touch, touch. You got a channel with 2 attempts to push higher. See if we get a lower high here. It's a bit smaller. I'm not risking 31 ticks, not a chance. There'll be stops there, stops down here, stops down here. So low, straight down. Look at that. That is frustrating. I think that's an okay bar. 2 clear legs up. Same again. You can see there's support right the way along there, resistance right the way along there. You can see it 3-4 times there. You can see it there. You can see it here. So I'd expect that leg, 2 legs up. See if you get a lower high here. Buyers at 40. That's below price. See if this is see what this is like. It's just massive, isn't it? Do I really want to take that much? It's just such a big risk. So it gets below there, it'll get easy then. But we got 2 legs up, lower high. I think it's an okay trade. I'm just not risking that much.
Order cancelled.
Clearly did what I expect. Touch, 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 confirming a channel. 2 attempts to push up, breakout, lower high, straight down, new low. I was so tempted to take that. It's definitely readable. You can see where it's finding resistance here. Clearly a channel. 2 pushes up, lower high. Went down for 4.5 points, so it would have worked. It's just that the bars are just too big. Yeah, micros is the order of the day, isn't it? I'm just going to sit and hope this calms down a bit. I'm not in a rush to take a trade. Or I could just trade a couple of accounts. I've got one account that's a bit larger. I could just trade that if things don't work. I'm looking for bulls trapped here as well. You can see support there, can't you? A little bit higher there. If we get 2 legs up here and find some more, we could then get a really strong move down. That's what I think will happen. I'm not going to take that. It's in the middle of that chop. I want it to get above all this. So 2 legs down with 2 legs up. If we can get up here and get a bearish bar here, that will be a second entry short. If you get in there, it's premature. You get stopped out. So I expect to see a bearish bar here now. Same again, it's finding resistance here, isn't it? That will be a second entry short. Okay, just at the moment, I'm going to toggle off and I'm going to take just one of my accounts, 57.
Order submitted.
It's just too big a risk to trade them all at the moment, so I'm hoping we get a nice bearish bar here. Channel down, 2 legs up and a strong push down. And you could say 1, 2, 3 triple test. I prefer this to go up a little bit higher there. That's more like it now. Break above it and then come down. Okay, there's the measured move. It's taken out that. See if we get some rejection now. This needs to be super bearish. 1, 2, 3 triple test. My only concern is there are sellers there and sellers up here. So I mean that channel has played out there. We got 2 pushes up, push down, lower high, down to a new low by a tick. So that has played out anyway. Okay, we've broken the overnight highs by a tick. Trouble is, there are sellers there a touch higher, so this may push up a little bit more. Depends if there's enough aggressive sellers. If those aggressive sellers shoot up now, they could push price down, but I can't see many at the moment. We've broken the overnights. Oh, let's get rid of that. I didn't see
Order
that left.
canceled.
There's an order left open there. So I expect that bear bar there to get taken out because there are some sellers there at 70. It may hold, there's not a huge amount, but there's 172 contracts. That's enough to keep me out of a trade like that. And there you go, up by a tick. If it's up there, it should pick up those sell orders there. There we go. So that's the beauty about even if you think there's no reason why some traders wouldn't take that. They thinking we're clearly in a range. We've broken the overnight highs. Let's go short. But the good thing about Bookmap is I could see there was 172 orders for sale there. The chances are that they're right and I'm wrong if I go short there. So that's why I like having Bookmap. It just gives you a second bunch of information that could be really helpful. And not only that, we've had a breakout here. I expect one at the top. I thought we were going to get it there, but it seemed to chop around. But now we are getting that kind of full move out the top. So I think we could go a bit higher here. To have this like this is now, with the imbalance of buyers and sellers, is $100 a month, and then you've got to pay $35 a month for level 2 data. So it's expensive. It's not cheap. I'm watching this for free on YouTube. This, if anybody doesn't know, this is just YouTube. It's playing live. It's about 3 seconds behind, but that doesn't make a difference to me. And I can watch this for free. So I can see that there, I don't need up to the second data to realise there's 170 contracts sat there. You know what I mean? We had, what was it? Was it 65 or 70? At 70, we had 172 contracts there. You can see these bigger levels, and you can, once price gets close to them, unless you get a massive influx of sellers here, price is likely going to go up to, meet them. We know in trading, price moves towards liquidity. That's someone here hanging, a wad of money out going, here, I want to sell. This is my price. If there's no sellers, see how the big buyers have jumped up here now. Buyers are pushing price up to that level now. See, so you've got buyers there and you've got natural liquidity, so everything's sucking price up. You can see we've had 2 big bars there. We've had 40 ticks of 10 points there in 2 bars, because all of a sudden we had a load of buyers come in, aggressive buyers, and we've got passive orders at 80. There's still slightly more buyers and there's still those passive orders there, so I'm confident it'll get it. So with this information, you can give yourself an advantage. It's great for staying out of trades as well. And maybe if you get into a trade and you go for a runner, you've got a bit of an idea, if you bought down here, where your runner might go to. So there you go. That's just pushed up now, and it's bouncing now right at that 80 level. There's no reason why it wouldn't push through. It's only a tick away. But it's free to watch. If you just want this without this, I think it's $50 a month. But with this, there's probably a bunch of other things as well. It's 100. But I watch it for free. It's good enough for me. See, we're close to... We have had some aggressive sellers come in there for 80, but I still think it's likely to get taken that level. We're that close to it. Unless all of a sudden we get aggressive sellers, this climbs up. The good thing with being a few seconds behind, you can see the move and then see the jump in buyers or sellers. At the moment, I'm not seeing any particular large sellers there, so I still think that 80 level will get it. But just for how we know the charts work, we've had a channel up with the break, 2 pushes to a new high, and often price will pull back from this level. Now, it could come back to the EMA, test this area, and still push up and hit those orders. Because there's bound to be some traders thinking channel break, 2 pushes, now we can go short. But with those orders sat there and a little bit higher, I still think there's a good chance this gets hit. But you can see those sellers there, can't you? There's still a little bit more aggressive sellers than there are aggressive buyers. So sellers are trying to push this thing down. I wouldn't take a short here, because there is sellers there. There's 260 contracts there, and there are some at 85 as well. So all these orders up here add to the pull. So if you took that, it's likely you're going to get stopped out now, because those orders are 1 tick above that signal bar there. Look how close they are to those orders now. So unless those aggressive sellers all of a sudden come in now, price will still move up. Will Apex remove runners from profit? No, they're not worried about all the 30% profit means if your biggest day is more than 30% bigger than your count, you just need to trade for a bit longer. No one's saying not to take as much profits as you can. The most important rule is you don't risk more than 30%. So there you go. So even though we've got a channel break, 2 pushes to a new high and a bearish bar, I wouldn't short there, because I could see there was 200 odd contracts 1 tick above it, and look what's happened. So even though it looks like it's coming back after channel break, 2 pushes, it still went higher. So that's the beauty of having seeing where there are sellers, because it helps you make a better decision. Now, there are still more sellers up here, so that tells me it could go higher. There are 226 contracts there. There's 86 below it, 70 odd below that, and not as many down here. So my guess is it's probably likely going to continue higher, unless aggressive sellers just hit the sell button. Yeah, so don't worry about making profits. Any trader will tell you to squeeze as much profits as you can. They just don't want you risking more than 30%. And if you are risking 30%, you're a ticking time bomb anyway. It's a matter of time. 3 trades and you're done. How's that ATR? Oh, that ATR is much better now, so I am going to get back to my normal accounts now. So 247. 247, and I'll toggle everything on. Let me just make sure everything's opening as it should. Buy limit.
Order submitted.
20 accounts, yeah. Just check it's showing here as well. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Order cancelled.
So back in business. So there's our 2 legs up. Now there are still orders up here. But there are sellers at 80, so sellers are there. So is this going to push up? Those sellers at 80 have dropped a little bit. And you see the aggressive sellers there. There's 5 odd million and 3 odd million. So that you can see that move down. You can often see the move down before your eyes and then look left 3 or 4 seconds behind on Bookmap and see the actual rise in the sellers. You see the sellers and buyers now, they're very even. And they're very even right at the top. So this could go either way now. We have had a break out the top, exactly the same size as the break out the bottom, which we were kind of expecting. I was expecting it there, but we got up in the end, so we've kind of matched that. So it could come back now or it could bounce. It's not as difficult as it seems. It looks complicated. All these bowls are aggressive buyers and sellers. I'm not really interested in this. All I want to know is where there are larger orders. So if I was thinking, if I looked at this channel here and thought we've got a bear bar here right at the top. Now we know it's a range day. What does Mac tell us to do on a range day? Short the tops and buy the bottoms. Well, I wouldn't sell that because I could see there was a bunch of sellers at 70. So that is liquidity. That's money sat there waiting to be paid. So unless there's enough aggressive sellers that sell this, chances are price will come up, and it did. So that would keep you out of taking a short there. So let's do another scenario. We got a channel here with a break, 2 pushes to a new high and a bear bar. Now, if you look at people like Bart, the way he trades a lot is he trades the failed breakouts. So we've had 2 pushes up and a bear bar. Now there's a good chance Bart might sell that. Why didn't it interest me? Because I could see there were sellers at, was it 80? Sellers at 80. And where's 80? Where's 80? 1 tick above that bear bar. So if you're short there, now you'd have made a bit of profit on there purely because of the size of the bars. So how much would you have made? It went down 4.25 points before it backtrapped up and took that stop out. So I wouldn't short there because I could see 220 odd contracts for sale there, which is passive orders sat there or liquidity waiting to be spent. So unless you get a massive aggressive sellers that just hit the sell button and sell price down, chances are it'll come back up. So it'll keep you out of a trade. Now, if we had hardly any sellers there and you still wanted to sell that would, do you see what I'm saying? It helps you make better decisions because you can see where there are people with money and you may decide, ooh, I might stay out here because if there'd have been 70 orders there, you may not pay too much attention to it. So the darker these reds are, the more sellers or buyers they are in a particular area. And it just, without Bookmap, you wouldn't have a clue who was selling up here or where. You don't know whether there's no one selling up here. You know what I mean? So it does help you. A great setup here, something like that, might make not much of a difference, but just for pure confidence in, helping that confidence that you're not getting trapped, you know what I mean? It does make a difference. So we've actually pushed back in a little bit. We haven't got very far in and we've tested the underside. So we've got a channel down there with a break. We've actually made a new low there. So that technically has played out. I'd be looking for this type of thing, something like that. And then a nice big bearish bar below there. You may trap in some longs to come down for a second leg. So it's failed temporarily. Is it going to come down now? So I'm looking now. Are there buyers down here? There are some. You see that white, kind of a whitey blue, 98 contracts. Not a huge amount, but they are there. And that's at, where's that? We're below there, aren't we? Silly boy. See them at 55. There are some buyers at 55. Now, why would you buy here? Because we've had a channel break and a new low. So if you think this is going to push up, you may want to buy there. I wouldn't personally, but it does help you make better decisions and stay out of, poorer trades. But it gives you confidence because you can see where people are and where they're wanting to buy. So you can see there are buyers there. Now, they're not a huge amount. It's lit now, so it's a few seconds behind. There's more buyers down here at 50, and sometimes that's what happens. And it slowly pulls price down. I know you may think that there's still a lot up here, but the further these are away, the less chance they've got of getting hit. So you can see as price is coming down, there's more and more buyers dropping orders here, trying to catch it, thinking it's going to go up. And it may well do. I don't use it so much for where to get into a trade. I use it where to stay out of one. So you can still see below 50, just below 50, it's still here. 127 contracts. So price is likely to continue down a little bit more. And you can see some at 40 as well. And we're getting closer and closer now to coming into the meat of this range. So we've had a leg and a leg. If nothing changes here, I think it's likely. If there's not enough buyers here after 2 legs to push price up, I think it'll slowly drift down. You can see the majority of orders are at 50 and 40, slightly brighter orders, slightly more than above. Can be printed on your Ninja chart with a default indicator and apex rhythmic connection. I don't doubt it can, yeah. I don't think I'd like stuff on my chart. I still like my chart quite clean. But there probably is a way you can do it, but I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest with you. So, you can see there are sellers there, quite strong sellers at 40. What's gone on here? Something's changed here. Price is not moving here. 52, 44. What's gone on here? Now it's moving. This froze up a little bit there. Did you notice? This was at 50 and this was down at... It's caught up now. This seemed to freeze for a second. Interesting. Now, is there something larger there? Sounds like a video game. Have I got the sound on here, have I? Oh. Thought I got the sound. Oh, you mean if it's playing? Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? There may be a larger channel down there. So we know there's support along here. You can see how it's reacting to it. So if we get a pullback here, we may get something. What level is that? 52.5. See how strong those orders are at 40. And what I like is it's below price. So if we have a 2 legs up, I'm confident price is coming down to this level, but we're going nowhere, are we? It's barely pulled back before it's dropping already. Now, do I put that there or would I put it like that? I'd say that's probably somewhere about right, isn't it? I'd really like to pull back before it hits here. See how bright red that is? 210 contracts. There's 102 just below it. So it's looking like... Can you see above here, around about here, there's not much in the way of sellers. So prices just go into the strongest pull, which is the 40. You can see it's barely got up before we drop down. And unless we get orders up here around the 50 level, this will continue down, or unless aggressive buyers buy. Come on, push up here. I believe so. It shows aggressive orders in the way of these little bubbles here. The green are aggressive orders. You can see the larger the bubble, the bigger the orders. All I'm really interested in is the thing is you can't see aggressive buyers and sellers until the moment they hit the button, but you can see passive orders. So I can see there's big amount of contracts down at 40. So my guess is, can you see there's a few orders now at 55, which is there. Now that is where I'd expect price to get to before I think about shorting it. So if we can hit some sellers here, good chance it comes down to 40. And the beauty about 40, it's below the low, so we got a break and then a new low. The only thing is this is just looking like one little leg to me. So I would have to rely on something else. Now, there's always a possibility we may have had a break and a new low here because of this, but I'm not super convinced. It's negligible, I think. You see that line I put there? Look how it's reacting to here. You can see there, price pushed up, reversed, price pushed up, reversed, price pushed up, reversed, price pushed up and reversed. But this is... Yeah, there may be two legs there. So the next lump there is at 70, which is there. That's quite high. So we may have had a break from this channel. I have tweaked this channel to try and fit. If we get a push down and then a second entry short here, lower down or a lower high, I'd still have a go at that. Yeah, I can see there's 100 odd contracts there, but there'll be sellers selling here, so as it pulls back, they may decide to get in or trade in here. So even though there are sellers there, it's still a fair amount away from price at the moment. Let me just check this here. Yeah, there may be a break there. Excuse me just a second. So 189 contracts sat there for sale. On the heat map limit orders, can we see resting at those strikes when the bubbles pop up? Those are aggressive market orders. Yeah, basically. So if I hit the buy button there, that's what they are. So these are resting orders. So if I drop a limit order up here, it'll show up here. So, and you know that, don't you? Price moves towards liquidity. But obviously these bubbles, if we're at a certain level here and aggressive sellers like this area, they may just hit the sell button. And then obviously that's what these bubbles are. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the orders. So with what we're seeing at the moment, aggressive sellers slightly more, but there are a lot of sellers at that 70 level. So I think there's a fair chance, unless we get aggressive sellers here, that 70 level will get hit. Price moves towards liquidity, as we know. Obviously, you've got to take into consideration if sellers just decide to hit the button, that it may not get there. We're doing a little bit of sideways stuff here, aren't we? So that would have been a textbook reversal. We're at this level here, see, aren't we? We've had we've had a leg up with a little bit of sideways and a second leg up, then a move down and a retest of this level. So you can understand sellers selling there, maybe above bits of liquidity here. You know, a couple of legs up. But it may not get up here, it depends. It's Friday, isn't it? It's Friday. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, bar here is okay. I'm just gonna get myself a drink. I'll be 1 minute, one quick minute. Oh, happy Friday, everyone. Single malt time. It's pretty cheap, this stuff. It's not very nice. My wife bought it. Never let your wife buy your scotch. They just go for cheap. Okay, you can still see those orders there, can't you? It's 70. Is it going to hit price? It's cleared liquidity. Well, it had here already. Is that going to push up to those orders? I certainly wouldn't take a short here. You may think 2 pushes to a new high, but with those 150 odd contracts there, unless sellers like this and they just hit the aggressive sell button, price will come down. My guess is it'll push up a bit higher. But it is at that level where it could come down. But I wouldn't take this. Even with a triple test, I wouldn't take it with these those sellers above there. Your wife knows a scotch, doesn't she? I don't know. The thing is with women, unless they're buying makeups or face creams, they tend to buy cheap everything else. My wife gets this stuff from Aldi. It's about 20 quid a bottle. You've only got to spend another £5 more a bottle and you get something half decent. The thing is with whiskey, especially single malt, you get great deals on it. You know, you get 10 or £15 off a bottle, no problem. If I tend to drink, I don't know, the stuff I drink, I like my Lafroig's, 10-year-old Lafroig peated whiskies. They're around about £40 a bottle, but you get sales all the time for 26 quid. So I don't mind paying that price. But I don't know, she buys this stuff from Aldi. It's drinkable. Nothing more really. But I know what I like. I'm a big fan of my peated whiskies and my rum cask whiskies as well. Jura do a nice rum cask whiskey, which is really nice. And Balvenie do as well, a 14-year-old. I had one at Christmas. Well, we bought it over Christmas for New Year, but we didn't. It never lasted. But I like my rum cast. You might ask then, in that case, why don't I drink bourbon? And that's a good question. See how we're pushing up to this? See the pull this thing has? The rum cast ones have got that slight spiciness and a little bit more sweeter than other whiskies. I'm not a massive fan of bourbon cask whiskies. Okay, can you see that? Now this was looking like we were finding some supportive, but because we had those orders there, look what happened. Pushed up and hit them. So if you know there's a good chance it'll go there, it may keep you out of trading a short here. Or if you get into a second entry long here, it may give you the confidence to hold up to this level. So it's surprising knowing where these levels are, how they may help you. Now we've got a leg up and a pullback. Can you see what's happening now on Bookmap? There are more orders pushing up here now. So there are orders at 80. They're still quite a far way away, and there are orders at 85. So what is that telling us? Are we likely to get up there? Well, let's have a look. We could do. Look where that takes us, right in the middle of these two. So is that going to push up and test these highs? It's certainly possible. In less aggressive sellers like selling here. I wouldn't want to be selling here. If you want to sell, this is probably where you're likely to sell. But we're pushing up for a second leg now, and where these orders are, that measured leg's right in the middle, and we're above the overnight highs. So, you know, it starts to make sense the more you sit and just mark the levels and see how price moves towards them. Let me have a little look here. It's a bit too early for that, but, you know, look what's happening. Look at that pull that has. And you can see we've got aggressive buyers there. See the aggressive buyers shot up there. And that's the sellers up here, the liquidity pull, and the buyers are naturally driving this price up at the moment. So it helps you make better decisions if you took a long gear, for instance. Definitely just ranging, isn't it? Rangy and choppy. Be interesting to see how far this thing goes. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Afternoon to you, mate. I didn't see your comment up there. Sorry, bud. Hi, Lance. Since you have enough experience, why don't you trade 2 contracts? Good question. I used to trade 2 contracts, but what I found, the trouble is, the more you risk, the more your emotions and your nerves play a part. And I just found I was avoiding trades, and I was nervous as hell when I'm in trades. I still get nervous now at 1 contract. But if I take a lot, let's say, for instance, this bar here, now we've got a channel down there, 2 attempts to go low. I fully expect that to break the new low, which it did. So if I was trading 2 contracts, I'd put my order 1 tick above and 1 tick below. So let's make this fair and tighten it up. So a loss for me on 1 account would be $825. Times that by 20. There's $16,500. That does mental damage to you. That's too much. It's too much. So even half of that, $400, is still more than I really like. So that's the downside to this. There was a higher low there. That actually looked quite a good trade there. I think I might have looked at that. There was a higher low there, so let's just move that over to there. So that one was a little bit less, but I would still be risking $725 per account. $14,500 risk. It's too much. Half that, much better. One thing I've learned over my 5 years plus of trading is we always try and grow our accounts too quickly. And that does two things. One, it increases those emotions. And if you lose too much, it starts to get in your head, and that's when you can start to think about trying to get money back, and that's what you don't want to do. Now, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying that's the conclusion most traders come to. The reason those emotions are so high is because we risk too much. And the trouble is, when you see things like, we've all heard stories about Alpine back in the day, a year and a half ago, earning $50,000, $60,000 a month. That is a huge amount of money to most people. That's over $500,000 a year. And you get blinded by the dollar signs, and we try and rush and we take risk. And I'm not lecturing anybody. I'm the king of doing stupid things. There's not many people that I know that have blown over 1,400 evaluations, because my attitude to the market is I'm in control. You're giving to me. I know better. And I got proved wrong. I got knocked on my arse so many times. In the end, I just rolled over and went, you win. I just need to do things the right way. I just need to trade the proper way. So you have to, you'll come to the conclusion you have to find some balance. Can you make a fortune in the markets? Absolutely. Does it take a while? It does. But we always try and grow too quick, and that's the downfall to most traders. When you become more sensible, that's when things start to work. Now, over the last 2 months, I have averaged crap trades, one and a half trades a week. But my worst month for the amount of trades I took was last month. But on 20 accounts, my account total went up by $10,700. Now, if my accounts were above that $2,600 and I traded for my worst month, which I had last month, I could have still withdrawn $10,700 on an absolute crap month. A good month, 3 times that. So you don't need to do a lot of trades. Just focus on getting those trades right. If you're risking too much, it screws with your head, and you do stupid things. Sorry if I'm waffling a bit tonight. Signing off now. Yeah, you too. But have a good weekend. But I love how disciplined you are. You know what? Discipline used to be the hardest thing for me. My trade choice wasn't terrible, but I can't tell you how many times I sat here for 3 hours blowing my own trumpet how amazing I was because I was so patient, and in the last 5 minutes I took a stupid trade. So I always thought patience would be the one thing I would struggle with more than anything, but it turns out it's probably my strongest point at the moment. But you do learn, you have to be in the end, because if you take risky trades, you just end up getting knocked sideways. And when that happens so many times, in the end, you do succumb to these things. You do realise there's only one way to trade, and you have to be patient. I've sat through so much of this chop and kind of worked out, there may be a trade there, and taken it and got chopped up. But unless you really know what you're doing, you're best to sit out of all this stuff when it's doing this. There are some trades here, in the cold light of day, but you have to be patient. It's just it does come in time. you wouldn't have been here today. Absolutely, absolutely. These things do come in time. If you're having a rough ride of it, you get knocked on your arse, you're frustrated, down, miserable. Just keep it in mind. You're learning a skill here which is going to set you up for life. Now, another way of looking at this is it can cost you a lot of money to learn to trade. So if you're in the UK and you wanted to become, say, a teacher, you would go to university, you would do A-levels at college for 2 years, and then you would go to university for 3 years. Now, in the UK, university isn't free. You pay for it. Typically, it costs a minimum of 10,000 British pounds per year. That doesn't include accommodation if you're living away from home. That doesn't include food. It doesn't include books and study stuff. So a 3-year university degree, you would quite likely have debts of the best part of £50,000, which you would have to pay back over time. So why is it acceptable to encourage people to go to university even though they come out with debts? Because you're paying for an education, which is exactly the same as you're doing as a trader. The money you spend on learning to trade, you're buying an education. But the beautiful thing is about trading, you can pay that back in no time. Whereas a teacher, 35,000 a year, could take years. So don't worry too much about spending money on it and being frustrated that you're losing the money. You're paying for an education, so just keep that in mind. So we've got a channel down here with a break. So what can I see? Orders around here. There are buyers at 55, which is good because that, well, there actually is below price. So there are buyers down here. Now that will naturally start to pull price down. There are buyers around about 60. Around about 60-ish as well, which will help pull price down. There are sellers at 80, sellers at 85, slightly stronger sellers here, so this thing may go up. But if there wasn't many sellers here and buyers down here, and you think there's a channel with a break, then you could comfortably trade that short. It may still work. There's sellers at 85, but they're still quite far away. So if we get a second entry short or lower higher, I'd take that trade. You can see there's 100 contracts at 55, which is there. So there are buyers expecting price to come down. I'm not convinced it's going to. There are sellers at 80. No more than a down here. So if you just keep coming back every day and practicing, it's impossible not to get better. And in time, you'll sew up all these tiny little rough edges of your trading. Your emotions will start to decrease. Your skill will climb. Your patience will get better. All these mistakes and cock-ups and all that sort of thing, what's going on here, are all life lessons in trading. And they will get better, I assure you. You think they won't, and you'll question your motives for continuing to trade. But I assure you, if you just keep doing it and you've still got that want and desire to keep coming back, you'll get better at it. So we've got a channel down here with a break. It's come quite high, that, so it may be testing this level. It's hard to say at the moment. It's very rangy at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if before long it came down and started clearing off bits of liquidity down here, because it is choppy. But since I've become patient, my win rate is much higher than it's ever been. I don't take a lot of trades, but I can still grow my account substantially and make a great wage. And as your skill level gets better, you'll make more and more. You'll take more trades, good quality trades. You won't miss as many. You'll understand better how markets work. Things just get better the more experience you get. So, see how there's a push up with a higher low there? That triggered. Where's this coming? Below that? Absolutely. So, if we can push below there and pull back, we may have 2 legs down then. So, we've still got slightly larger orders here at 55-ish, which are down here. Not a huge amount, but someone said they took a second entry short triple test. It is a second entry short. Would I say that's a triple test? Not really. If we get a lower high here, we've broken below that bull bar there. So if you went long there, you could just tell that was going to stop out. So I was hoping this was going to push up, but it doesn't look like it's going to. VWAP's down here as well, so that often pulls price. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. There's no way in here. You got a fair idea of where price is going. I did say a minute ago, I think price is, because it's chopping, but it's up here. I think it's not going to be long before it starts to take out. There's a lot of liquidity here. Can you see how weak price is going up? That's weak liquidity, but from a seller's point of view, that's great stuff. That is. Shorts there, sorry, stops there, stops there, stops there, stops there, all the way down. So I think before long, this thing's going to have a flush down. But yeah, we've got a very slight bullish momentum up, but it's not strong. And often when it does this, the thing just decides to clear everything out. So 2 legs down. If we push up and test this underside, there'll still be stops here. I'm hoping this does pull back a bit, but my gut feeling is it's probably just going to continue down. Range structure, yeah, absolutely. This is the 10,000 tick chart here. You can see, can't you? But you can see all this cheap liquidity, can't you? Pull back there, bullish bar, 2 legs up. Second entry long there, bullish bar pushed up. Second entry long there, not a great bar, but then you had a bullish bar there pushed up. Higher low possibly. There's a lot of liquidity here. I don't think it'll be long before this thing flushes down and takes all this liquidity. That'll make it a lot easier to get lower. When it does this, it did it, I think yesterday, the day before, it just had this slow stuff up earlier on in the day. And I think Thomas Wade took a trade here, which worked, but eventually it did. The thing just dropped, cleared everything out. So that would be my prediction. Two legs that I would like a second entry short up here somewhere below that EMA. I don't think we're going to get one though. Once it starts to picking off these bits of liquidity, it'll get a bit easier then. Down we come. Okay, there we go. So that's just clear. You can see that little shove down. Once it hit that one, it hit that one, and hit that one. You can see there's push up, bounce, bounce, bounce. There's bound to be buyers there. Bound to be. So that just literally shoved down and cleared all that out. So you can start to see what's going to happen, can't you? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back a little first. Sometimes it does just drop. But between this liquidity and this liquidity is a fair bit of space. So it may pull back a little bit, but I think there's a fair chance this is going to continue down before it pushes higher. And there may even be a little channel down here. So if we can pull back, get a little second entry short, get here, then we may get more. But once it gets below here, we're very close to here then, and then there, and then there, and then there. So things will come down a bit quicker. Can you see how we had 3 little levels here, here, and here? And once we push straight through, then once we hit the first one, we get that momentum, and then we go bang, bang, bang. And we hit that bar. That one bar was what? What was it? 54. So it's 5. That was 7.25 points straight down. But you can see it cleared all that liquidity in one foul swoop. So if we can get a second entry short here, we may get into somewhere. Can you see where that liquidity is down there at 40? Where's that? Below there, isn't it? So that will be the next target for me. There's not a huge amount of sellers up here. There's some around 70, not much, some around 65. So I don't think it's going to pull back far. We've got, I think that's a VWAP at just below 50. So I expect price to come below the bottom here. So if we got a channel down, we had a second entry short, I'd be confident price will begin to push down to at least there because there are buyers below. So if we can get a second entry short, we may get some in here. Big bear bar there. Triggered it, pushed up, stopped it out. As soon as it pushed above and cleared this area, it started to pull back. It's only it's not even a first entry as yet. We'd have to have a couple of little legs for me. So there are some sellers there around about 65, not a huge amount. But you can guess why there are sellers here on this underside. You can see we push down, push up, test the underside, push down, push up, test the I mean, that pushed up, but you know, if there's sellers there going to push this down, that's quite likely where they're going to be. Just looking on the 10,000 tick chart there, see how we're kind of pushing up a bit here. We're getting a bit of a choke point here. It's a bit flat. So I have a feeling this is where price turns down and quickly. Stops there, stops there. My gut feeling is this is going to come down quick shortly. Take out that, and a lot of this. So see those aggressive buyers there, 5, 6 million, 4 million, pushing price up. I still don't think it'll go far. Okay, still got those sellers at 85. Sellers at 800. Come on, let's have our drop. Yeah, that's really weak, that is. See that drop. Drop. Yeah, it is. I'm expecting a big flush down, I am. It's very weak. Once it starts to get below here, it'll get much easier. Slower it goes up, quicker it comes down. Aggressive sellers are starting to rise here. What was that with this? It might have been, I forget, this is usually a few seconds behind. Come on, let's drop. So we are starting to get some orders up here. There are sellers at 75, which is a tick above there. That's fine. Clear out a bit of this. That's eating them 75s. What we got, 80, which we know about, and some at 85. I'm really expecting a big dump, I am. We've had a really weak going up, and now we're going sideways, and a lot of the time when it'll do this, it'll just give up the goat and the thing will come down, but you just never know. If I knew exactly what was going to happen every time, I'd trade it based on that. But you know, you get used to seeing things and knowing when things are going to happen, how they're look based on how they're looking. But you can't trade it. I'm not that confident. You know, I can kind of figure out that it's very weak, and usually when it's like this, a lot of the time it does end up just dropping. But I wouldn't trade it based on, you know, what I think's happening. You still have to have that. That's something that convinces me this is the way, the way things are. I'm really shocked some people took that. Second entry long. The thing's massive. Tick below, tick above. That's horrendous. 10-point risk. Second entry long. It's just madness to take that, I think. Certainly from my point of view. If I was trading on the evaluation, who knows what the hell I'd do. I just wouldn't risk 10 points. Someone's put out for 4 ticks. So you risk 10 points to make 1. I don't know how the hell you ever make that work. Yeah, I know. Russell said 40 tick risk to make 4 ticks. It's mad. Trouble is, you don't know if people are quite new to trading and they're just playing the game, or whether they're, trading evaluations and they want to try and blow it in a day. I've done a lot worse than that. Come on. Come on. Come here. I got you. I got you. Good boy. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? I'm all right, mate. How are you? Where's our friend Karina today? I know she does spend time on a Discord. I think she's got a Discord. Has she got her own Discord, or does she just? I know she's involved with one somewhere. She doesn't trade Pats, does she? Okay, so we got a nice big bearish bar here now. Is this going to get? Yeah, I think she's got a Discord. I think she trades different than we do. See, and a really big bearish bar here. That might be the one. Thing is, there are big sellers here and here, but that is a fair sized bar. So, who knows where this is going to go? It's weird. It kind of almost looks like a failure, that, doesn't it? Trouble is, it chopped sideways and it was hard enough to get up here. I certainly wouldn't want to risk trying to push it up again. Look at the size of some of these bars. They're horrendous. Now, is that going to get stopped out? You'd have to think so, wouldn't you? Trouble is, it is choppy, so it is super risky. You never quite know who's going to win over here. Although I know there are orders here and up here. But we're getting to this level, aren't we, where there are traders thinking about shorting this. As I say, I wouldn't expect that one to last. But I'm not risking 26 ticks. Tick above, tick below, 28 ticks. That's madness. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, make a cup of tea. I fully expect price to be heading down by the time I come back. Yeah, it's not a terrible trade, that, if you know what you're looking at. I'd certainly expect it to break above there, and as long as you've got enough space, once it breaks above there, that'll then, because as long as you've got enough space, for me, it would have to be there. If it gets above there, well, there you go. If it gets above there, I expect it to hit it. So it would have worked. You can kind of see it's a couple of attempts to go low. You're trapping some shorts there for sure. But just with my thought process on this, having an absolute dump before long, I'm a bit nervous about trading. Not only that, into support, it's a bit risky unless you know what you're doing. But so I expect price to be down here. So I'll be back in about 3 to 5. Okay. What did I miss? Well, that didn't go where I expected. See, some of these orders now are slowly drawing price up. 90, 95, and 900. Let me just have a little look here. Let's clean this up a bit. It is going up, but very choppily, isn't it? Just had a power cut in my area. Lost all my chart drawings. Yeah, I don't know how they work. In fact, I think I'm going to have a look. We had a letter come through our door that they're doing some work on the lines. I think it was from an internet company. I think the first week in March, so I'm not sure whether I'll be able to stream. I'll have to have a better look at it. I don't exactly know what they're doing, but we've got super fast broadband where I am. I've got 1 gig currently. I could go for 2 gig, but apparently ChatGPT told me it was apparently with 1 gigabit you can stream 8K flawlessly. Not that anyone actually uses 8K as of yet, so I've got overkill for what I've got, but they are doing something to the lines. I'm not exactly sure what, so I'll have to let you know. So this thing does seem to be holding, doesn't it? You get 50. Do you really? I mean, before we had this, what did I get? I think we had about 50. I think they guaranteed us 45, but my upload speed was about 13 megabits per second. If I do a search now, my upload speed is usually around 900 megabits, which is massive. So that's my download speed at the moment. There's plenty there, isn't there? 920 odd megabits per second. That's just shy of a gig, isn't it? But from a streamer's point of view, this is the important thing. Sorry, I think I used to average 13 megabits per second, but look at that. It's massive. It's more than you need as a trader. More than you need. I could get 2 gigabits on what I've got, but that's massive. 13 I used to get 130. That's about 10. It's about 60, 70 times what I used to get. So that's more than enough, that is. But they are doing some work on other lines. I'm not exactly sure what company it is, but wirelessly, yeah. See, what I do is in fact, I like building my own stuff, so I bought myself a kit, all the tools and that to sort of wire your own Ethernet cable up. So I got a really fast downloadable one and wired it all up, and I drilled up through the roof and just put it up into the corner of this room and round the back. So I have it wired up. I also have a wireless connection just in case anything happened. But yeah, I mean, things are so much better now, aren't they? I think even if you've got crap internet, you can still get the can't you get the what's his name? What's his name? You know what I mean? Tesla guy. He does one. Is it called Starlink? I think you can get Starlink. So if you live, I don't know, miles out in the country. Now we've broken above highs here. This does look like we're starting to move up. So how would I feel about a second entry long gear? I don't think we're going to get one, actually. We've got a bull bar off the bottom there, and that thing just wants to pull off. So you can see as Bookmap's moving up, you can see on Bookmap as prices moving up to 90, to 95, and to 900. There's a fair amount of orders there. Now we're above all this. Now, if you want to sell price and you like this, this is kind of the area where you're going to sell, isn't it? If price moves above it, I think you'd be less inclined to kind of leave selling alone. So as we've got those passive orders up here, my gut is it's probably going to continue up. Around this level, I was expecting a big shove down, but it wasn't to be in the end. But $13 upload, yeah. That's about what I had. I think between 11 and 13 upload, and it's super slow. But, you know, fibre is getting better. We had fibre installs. They were digging up the roads here for 6 months a few years ago. I think it was a couple of years ago I went onto this fast. And it cost me £30 a month with B-Fibre, which is cheap, really, for the best part of a gigabit. It's super cheap. I mean, I remember going back years and we had 120k and we were paying nearly £40 a month for that. It was mad. I still remember dial-up. 28 kilobytes a second. It would take you... I mean, going back sort of 25 years, you couldn't use the internet the same time as your phone. And I remember trying to download... what was it? I was trying to download a film, the Pirates of the Caribbean. I was trying to download that, and it took me a week. And I remember getting a tiny little square out on us, but you couldn't use the phone at the same time. And as soon as I downloaded it, I remember my phone going saying, "We have been for a week. We haven't been able to get hold of you." So that's what I remember. So we're sport with what we got nowadays, really. Things just... AI just blows my mind, it does. I'm using AI more and more every day. It's surprising the information it can get super quick. I mean, you ask about Daytrader or about a piece of software, it knows the fine details of everything. It's incredible, really. I don't know how AI works, but it's amazing. You can ask it anything, and it knows the in and outs of details. Blows my mind. It does. I've got to say. Yeah, you get less up in the north. You're a little bit more worthless up there. The more important people are further south. But it kind of how it works, doesn't it? Up north tend to suffer more, don't you? I dare say there's places up north that get super fast stuff. I mean, from a customer's point of view, there's plenty of customers up there, isn't there? There's no reason why you shouldn't. But as I say, it was only 2-3 years ago we ended up getting this faster stuff. But as I say, I could get 2 gigabits, but I chat GBT'd it yesterday, and it's what we've got is overkill for what I want, so there's no point in getting any more. But I mean, we're kind of 4K at the moment, aren't we? 6K and 8K are starting to make appearances. So I dare say in 10 years, you'll be watching TV in 24K or something ridiculous like that. And all of a sudden, 1 gigabit won't be quite so quick. It's amazing how technology changes. It still blows my mind. It really does. The way I can chat with you guys all around the world in real time. Amazing, isn't it? So on the copper cables, I'm surprised you lot in the north haven't dug them up and sold them. Okay, so price is moving up here. You can see these orders. I was looking for a second entry long there. We had a first entry, but we didn't come back, but it has gone up. So that is now gone. There are orders still at 95 and at 900. So my guess is price is going to continue up. We may get a pullback or a possible break, but I still think price will continue up. I think Bitcoin's having another drop. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's recovered a bit. 69,000 at the moment. I think there's a lot of people who are panicking about crypto. If you managed to get into the last bull market or the one before and made yourself a fair stack of money, I bet you'd have been loading up a year and a half ago thinking the altcoins were going to go mental, and they just haven't. Ethereum barely hit all-time highs that it did in the last bull run. XRP hasn't done bad. Solana's probably the best one. Things like Doge, ADA, Link, Chainlink, HBAR, and all those, even SHIB, I suppose, and CRO just haven't done nothing, have they? How high did CRO go this time around? It got up to 28 cents. I bought CRO about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and I had to lock away $300, and I got that Ruby Red Steel card, and everything I bought, I got, I think, 2% cash back, which went into CRO, and my CRO just hit $1. The most it's hit so far in this bull run is 28 cents. And CRO are a big player. You've only got to watch things like mixed martial arts and you'll see CRO plastered over everything. So, I mean, whether we're still in the bull market and this is just a pullback or a correction, you never know. Bitcoin in 6 months may hit 200,000, but I think there's a lot of people that have put a lot of money into crypto and are panicking now, thinking, oh my God, is this as good as it's going to get? The trouble is, if you're lucky with crypto, you can do particularly well, but I think there's a lot of people sat on a load of useless coins, to be honest with you. But Bitcoin, 68,000 went down to 60. I think 120 was its highest, give or take $1,000. But you never know. I know Michael Saylor's got thousands of them. I hate to think how much he's possibly down at the moment, but you never know. Things may change. So 95 and 900. That would clear any possible liquidity. So if you've got sellers selling here just for posterity, there are sellers in that area there. So if we go across, look at that. I drew that when that was out of sight, and look where the sellers, they're going up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back, up. You can clearly see that. So that's an area of interest for sellers after that big push down. And look at this now. You've got sellers at 95, sellers at 900, right in the middle of that lot. So I still think there's a good chance this is going to go up. So if we can get a decent second entry long, I would have a go at that. I can't see an issue with this. I can't see an issue with this channel. It looks valid to me. I mean, you may argue there's something like that, which it's possible, but I don't know. I think that looks okay to me. We'll see. So it's testing this here previous highs there, which is right there. Trouble is, look at that, it comes back, touches EMA, and woof, up it goes. So first entry, we haven't broke below there, so nothing we can do there, unfortunately. Okay, break new high, so that's played out. So I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if we get into this level and this thing takes a turn. Mind you, I said that around here, but God, this is boring again, isn't it, today? Slow and boring. It's funny you should say that, mate. I'm looking at his trade here now. He shorted that. Now, he may get lucky, But that is not what you want to do, really, when price is going up. I mean, someone just said it seems like you're picking chops. Yeah, you wouldn't normally do that. He may be lucky there, but can you see it's bounced off his order, isn't it? It's pushed up. So if it gets above there, it may well have 2 legs down. We've kind of had a break. I wouldn't be surprised if we push up, pull back and push up again. So we may get lucky, but that type of trade is what you don't want to be doing. Don't bother picking tops because they don't work. You'll get away with them once in a blue moon, but 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, you'll just get shafted. If you had an 80% or a 20% win rate, there's no point in trading, is there? So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, you can clearly see what's going on. Price is moving up. Now, it may well pull back a bit, and you'll always get lucky once in a blue moon, but if your strategy's based on picking a top up here, it kind of looks like it'll work. If you went short here, it would have worked. It kind of looks like it, but it never works in actual fact. It doesn't work. I've tried it. We've all done stupid things, you know what I mean? So look at that. There you go. He's out there now. A lot of cases, it would have come back. But it's weird when you get stuff like that kind of market all kind of knows that there are going to be weaker traders jumping in there. But it bounced off his order and then stopped him out. There's nothing more frustrating than that. But trouble, you'll learn in time just to not bother. It's just not worth it. Now, you'd think, based on that would come down, and he'd have got lucky, but it just goes to show luck doesn't really exist in the financial markets. Markets have got an uncanny way of... I genuinely believe you've got more chance of winning money, making money in a casino than you have as a beginner trader. So... we've got a break, 1, 2 pushes to a new high. So is this going to be wider and go up at a different angle? It may well do. We got sellers at 95 here and sellers at 9,000, as we know. And if we look back, we can clearly see that is what they call it, supply and demand or whatever. You can clearly see once price is getting into this level, you can see what happened here a bunch of times. And now there's a fair chance with such a big, strong move up like that, there are going to people wanting to sell this area, isn't there? Channel break, 2 pushes, and there we go. That's got some of them now. So, you see those aggressive buyers just jumped in there. Did I discuss my trade from yesterday? What trade you on about? But I got in and got out of a trade. There was a trade I marked yesterday, which I missed, but was an absolute beauty. I did mention it earlier. Was it better on here? That was it, yeah. Was that it? No. Where was it? It was later in the evening. I came back in the evening and I missed it. This is today, isn't it? Okay, here it is. There it is. I marked this one. I stepped off to make a drink, and I came back when it was already coming down. It was an absolute cracker, that was. So you've got a clear channel working up like that. Small break, and a new high. Now I could see Thomas Wade had that. So 2 pushes down, bullish bar, and a triple test. There's going to be traders going long, but if you put that channel right, we've already got a break and a new high. So 2 legs back, triple test is likely going to trap longs. And look what happened. Once it broke below there, the thing launched down over 6 points. So I was in here. I walked back up and it was here. I didn't have a chance to do nothing. So that was an absolute stonker, that was. There was a few good setups around yesterday, in all fairness. Due to that, that was a really lovely trade. That was quite a smart trade there, because you'll have traders thinking there's a wider channel then. We've had 2 attempts to go low and then I'll be jumping in here, and that was an absolute beauty, that was. If you know what you're doing there, you can really capitalise on trades like that. We had a move down there. with 2 legs up. Buyers trapped here, down again, but there was something else. That was the trade that I got into, that I got out of. I put it to break even, and I thought it was going to push through. So it clearly got a channel going back there. Second entry short, really nice second entry short, and a triple test. It came back down to here. I put me stop to break even, and it came back, ticked me, and then dropped. Really nice setup, triple test, second entry long. And not only that, you've got strong buyers here trapped. And when it hits there, it just makes life so much easier. So there was a fair few good trades around yesterday, actually. Hopefully, it's giving me a little bit of hope that the markets are picking up a little bit now. Let's see what's going up here. So we've had a break, 2 pushes to a new high. We've hit that first bunch of sellers, which I moved. So is it going to push up and try again, or is this thing going to drop? As we've had a channel with 2 pushes, I wouldn't be surprised if it drops. It just depends. If there's enough aggressive sellers that like this, it may well work. So what I'm also thinking of as well is there are going to be some traders who do that. So a second entry long may turn into a long failure. So I'm going to put that there. What I'm keeping an eye on now, the sellers at 95 aren't as much. There are stronger sellers at 900. Not a huge amount though. So there are going to be traders that draw in that channel there, and they're going to be looking to go long. So this is where I'll be looking for a possible failure to go short. So we've had a clear break, 2 pushes to a new high. So this could reverse now, or at least a certain amount. So I'd be looking for a long failure here to trap some shorts. So if we can get a higher low here, we may get a failure. It may just trigger and come down, I don't know. But I do have to pay attention that there are still sellers there, so it could draw price up. But the fact that we've actually pushed into it once and rejected, but it depends, it may come back and have another go. We pushed into it once there, so we'll just see if we trap longs and how it looks. Okay, second push into this area. More sellers there and more sellers there. Thing is, look how it rejected here. Pushed back really strong. Look at this. Pushed back really strong. Look at that rejection. Woof. So you can see those sellers there. There's not as much as I expected it to be. There's 249 contracts for sale. They're right above previous prices here. Who's drinking whiskey? How you doing, pal? Yeah, I'm drinking a cheap one today. I usually have nicer quality. Cheers, mate. But my wife's got me a cheaper one today. How you doing, buddy? Have you traded today, have you? How have you got on? We've had Salmon here early. 5Trader, he was here early. He may still be around. Now we got Bart in here. No trades for me today. Well, tell a lie. I took one just on one of my accounts here. I took that one there, pushed down with a couple of legs up, got a quick 150 on just a one account. It was getting too close. I'm good, mate, actually, yeah. Channel down, 2 pushes up. Nice second entry short there. Stroked fairly. It worked nice, but it was too close to the open to do all 20 accounts, so I just traded the one. You can't turn your nose up at a quick 150. How have you got on today, bud? I notice Alpine lost a bunch of accounts. It's not easy, is it? I think Alpine blew everything yesterday. I think he's only got 2 or 3 accounts left. He's been struggling a bit lately, especially now Apex are coming out with all these rules. He's really going to struggle. He had, I believe he had 750 taken out of his account, so he said. So yeah, if you take a big risk, over 30%, you make profits, they can remove it from your account now. But if you're sensible, you shouldn't be risking that anyway, so it won't be an issue in most cases. So I don't think that's a channel. Oh no, he's got some more now. He's picked some more up today. He's still, yeah. So you can see us getting into this area here. We've been up here once, up here twice, up here 3 times. So it's starting to get rejected from there. To see what happens. Did you get one of those emails, Bart, did you, from Apex? They are really sticking to the rules now. It's not a bad thing, I don't think. They are good, yeah. They keep you trading the right way, because ultimately, our goal for us all really is to add our own account as well. I want my own account and I want a bunch of prop accounts and try and capitalize as much as possible, but you can't trade that in your own account. You have to have rules, really, because if you don't have rules, you're going to get into bad habits. But the 30% rule, I think, is okay. If you're risking more than 30% on one trade, you're a ticking time bomb anyway, really, aren't you? So having these rules force traders to stay out of bad habits. So yes, it might save them some payouts, but if you're relying on massive risks to get lucky, you know, it's not going to last anyway. So it's not a bad thing. I don't think it'll, you know, I think the best thing Apex did was to stop you taking 2,000 profits when you had $2,600, because you had $500 left, which never went anywhere. And that helps you grow your account. So a lot of these rules that they sort of add and that maybe help them will help you as well. Absolutely. MGC. What MGC? Is that anything to do with gold or silver or something, is it? Back to normal from Tuesday. Oh, metals. Yeah. I know they've been quite volatile, haven't they, apparently? Yeah, I've not tried. I trade this as well, the oil chart, 500 tick on the oil chart, but this has been useless lately. Because I've been taking a couple of 3 trades a week at a push. But this hasn't been great, to be honest with you. It's been a bit choppy all day. I was just looking for a second leg up and maybe something up here. But the trouble is, if you're not getting many setups on one chart, it makes sense to get something else on the go, doesn't it? At least then you got a second crack of the whip. Yeah, you take it easy, bud. Have a good weekend. So we've pushed into this area twice. I still think with price holding here, it's likely still to try and push again. There are sellers there and there are sellers there. There's quite a few actually. Between 92 3/4, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the best part of 1,000 contracts in this area for sale. We pushed into there twice. You can see how this area is playing a big part. So I'm pretty confident this is going to push up again. Now, there is a second entry long there. That to me is not low enough. If it was a little bit lower and that was sat here, I'd be inclined to have a go at that. But I don't think there's much room to the highs there for me. It's pushing it a little bit. If that was sitting down here, I'd have a go at that because we've had a break, one leg up, a pullback and a second leg up. You can see where price is heading, can't you? If that was a couple of points lower, I'd have jumped all over that. But it would have worked. You can see price is making a third attempt, and there are a lot of sellers in this area, so you can see where price is heading. So on this chart, looks quite a bit different. That fits nice. So we've had a break, 1, 2 pushes to a new high. So it'll pick up some sellers here, and then quite likely start heading south, I think. We'll see. Okay, there is kind of a triple test here. I'm not ready to go short here because there's still a lot of sellers up here. So my guess is this will push up. If you take that triple test, it's triggered you. I'd be pretty confident you're going to get stopped out. So I'm just sitting tight here at the moment. It's just too risky. It's choppy. You don't know if it's going to go up or come down. But there are sellers up here. So 240, 340, 470, 576. There are 700 contracts between these two lines here. So what does that tell you? Do you really want to go short there? It may come down temporarily to the EMA, but my guess is it's going to push above there. Mm. Just chopping around. I'm quite confident it'll push up a bit higher. You won't want to be stuck in that trade now. Oh, this is boring me. Okay, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll just be 1 minute. Albert Aiding, but if you break a rule, does it only affect the account we broke? Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah. You'll just get penalised on that one account. If you went deep into your drawdown and you made profit, I believe they can remove that profit on that one account. So in most cases, if you got 2,600 drawdown and you made $1,000, there's the 30% windfall rule. But all they'll do there is just make you trade a little bit longer until that one day isn't more than 30%. So it's only if you go deep into the red and then end up getting lucky and make money. But yes, it is just on that one account. We've all done it. So don't worry about it. It does happen. You're not the only one. There'll be thousands of people who'll be doing it. So, don't feel bad or whatever, will you? Okay, so we've still got those sell orders in this area, and I still believe price is going to there's going to be a double amount of stops there, but there may be sellers protecting this area and pushing it down, but my gut feeling is we'll get up there, above there, and that will push prices up, but you never know. If this finishes bearish, and we've been up here a bunch of times, there may be enough sellers to go, we like this, let's hit the button. But not me. Yeah. So if you go deep into your drawdown, you'd be better off getting off at break even. That way you don't need to worry about them taking profit. Because if you go deep into the red, you got more chance of getting out break even than trying to make a profit. If you're trying to make a profit, you've got the possibility that it could go back into the red then. So my guess is if you do go into the red, get out for break even. That way you're not making profit. Because if you hold on and try and make profit and risk it again, there's no point because I'll quite likely remove it. So we're above all this price now. So that's the one lot of sellers go. And there are a bunch at 900, which is there. So if we hit that, there's going to be 250 sellers. There's 140 below. And we know this area when price has got into it, certainly once, twice, 3, 4 times, and 5 times in the past day or two. It's rejected or sellers have come in. So depends. If you look at this on this side, we've had a break 1, 2 legs up to a new high. So you can see those orders there at 6,900 on Bookmap. So when it's there, your guess as good as mine. A lot of times I'll get absorbed, but my guess is based on what I can see through yesterday, price is likely to drop from this area, whether it's here or whether it's here. I wouldn't short it myself because although I'm looking at what I think may happen, I really want to know. This market open, prices move more than 50 points. Did someone here participate in the move? Not me, bud. Scares me being in it for 5 ticks, let alone 50 points. I mean, ideally, if you got in long down here, that would have been the best, wouldn't it? But yeah. Yeah, someone took a triple test there. I'm not surprised. But the trouble is, if you just looked at Bookmap, you can see there's orders above here. If you didn't take that as a triple test, you may have taken that one. Either way, they both got stopped out. So you can see how valuable this is, having Bookmap on your plate. You will, mate. Yeah, the more you get stuck in them, the more you'll start to avoid them when you can see what's going on. After a while, you start to get a bit of a sixth sense for this, because when you've seen it enough times, you do start to understand what goes on. Now, you can see these orders. Now, there's no guarantees price will go up. But if I was going to take a short here, I would at least look at this and think, is there a bunch of shorts above me? And if there is, I'd avoid it. Now, 9 times out of 10, it'll push up there and you'll save yourself a loss. But there are no guarantees. But you do get used to spotting these. Yesterday was a classic example. Let me just of traders being trapped. Now, Thomas Wade had his channel here. I don't think he took the trade. But you can clearly see that wasn't it, was it? That wasn't it either. Hold on, we're in today, aren't we? This was a perfect example of when you're going to get when you're likely to get trapped. So the proper channel really was that one there. Okay, it works, fits perfectly. Then you've got a break and a new high. Now, if you adjust this like that, which Thomas Wade did, for instance, and probably a bunch more, it still doesn't look terrible. But look what happens then. You get a second entry long, and you get 2 beautiful legs back. And there'll also be traders looking at taking that and thinking, look at that, perfect second entry long. We got a break of a channel, 2 legs back, second entry long. What happens? It pushes up, comes down and launches down, stops all those longs out. Why? Because they got the channel wrong. The channel had already had a break and a new high. And that's the beauty of these traps. If you can spot what's going on, and look out, that bar was 6 1/4 points straight down. It just launched for all those stops. So that's a perfect example of traders being trapped. So once you get used to seeing these, you can capitalise on them. I was a little bit late for this. I just nipped out to make a cup of tea, and we were down here at the time, which was a crying shame. But you can clearly see that's the right channel. Break new high, 2 attempts to go lower, you're trapping longs. But that was a really nice example of getting trapped in the markets going in the wrong direction. Absolutely. There are no guarantees, but most of the time you'll get it right, because traders going against the grain are going to get it wrong. It's already played out. So I don't think Thomas Wade took it. I'm not sure, but I could see he had his channel without the break. So my guess is he possibly would have done. But when you get used to spotting them, it's a nice feeling, isn't it? Because you feel like you finally start to understand how price works. So this is just a bit of chop here at the moment, isn't it? I mean, this could come down, it could, but while we got those 250 orders there at 900, and there's another 225 orders, a tick or two below. Spot correctly, thanks to absolutely. All sorts of charts will help you. Most other traders have extra charts just to get a quick glance at maybe the overall structure and so on. So I have the 10,000 tick chart at the moment. So for the most part, this is continuing up, isn't it? There are no real signs that this thing is coming back. Now, we may have had a break here and a couple of pushes to a new high, but it still looks like it's slowly grinding up. Now, the slower something goes up, the quicker it comes down. And I think this will take a turn quick. Mind you, I thought that back down here and I was wrong, but you've only got to look back and you can see when we get into these areas, price is rejecting. So the top of the line for me is there now. There's going to be a lot of traders getting trapped in shorts here and getting stopped out. So I think at some point this will buckle and it'll drop, but it may take to push up above there. But once we take out these stops, you never know if buyers are going to start pushing things up. It's hard to say. Most traders don't even know about Pats. Yeah, I know, but levels are the same. Levels don't change. If you look back here, you can see Price went into it once, it came back, it went 1, 2, 3, and then dropped, it came into it again, and dropped, it came into it again, and tried twice more before it launched in the other way. So I know you may say there may be traders, they may look at something slightly different, but levels don't change. And with what I'm seeing price doing now, the S&P 500 it'll be at exactly the same point, whether it's on the 2000 tick chart or the 5-minute tick chart. But and on orders will be the same. So you just have to look based on your chart what you think price is going to do and adjust accordingly. And it works perfectly. I mean, you would think people trading different strategies, it wouldn't all intertwine, but it does seamlessly. But it's figuring out what's going on at the moment. Price is slowly grinding up. I wouldn't take a long there. I think there's a good chance this comes back, stops it out, and maybe clears liquidity. But I still think price is likely to push above there. This to me is congested. I wouldn't go long there. So we got a little 3 micro channel down there. So I'm just kind of identifying the smaller channel stuff. But even the smaller stuff, it'll talk about it. Everything's fractional. Smaller setups, bigger setups. Fractal. Trades within trades. So I wouldn't want to go long there. We got a little 3 channel there with 1 push up, little pull back, second push up. If you went long there, is this coming down? It may well do. We're slowly grinding up. But while we've got bigger sellers up here, I'm kind of holding on at the moment. You do get used to spotting things after a while. You kind of know what's a weak entry, and the market has a way of picking off cheap liquidity. So price is moving up. We've got a channel down with the 2 pushes up. Is this going to push below there? Quite likely, but it could trigger the shorts and push up because at the moment price is going up. So every time you're short here, you're kind of at risk in a way. So you just never know. Or it could come down for a second leg, stop out that bull bar. But if you're going long in this, you're much safer than if you're going short. You got more chance of things working just by the nature of prices going up. But we could have a second leg down here and test this line again. And that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? 2 attempts to push higher, bull strap there. We go up, we come down. Do you think that's going to come below there? It's quite bullish at the moment, so it may not. My guess is it probably will. Yeah, someone else has just identified that resistance from yesterday. We've pulled back and looked at this. You can clearly see what's going on. I'm not the only one that's thinking about it, and he is as well. You can see 1, 2, 3, and now we're up here again. I fully expect price to turn down. So if I'm looking at it, and 2 of the other people that are in front of my eyes on a chart are doing it, we're not the only ones. How long we go? 3 hours and 20 minutes already. Bloody hell. It's gone quick, Mark. The train's gone really quick today. It doesn't seem like we've been here an hour and a half. Down, across, and down. So down to attempts to push up, bearish bar below the EMA, trapid longs there. Do you think this is going to come below there? Your guess is as good as mine, so it has done. Now, this is generally going up, but you can see where the traps are, can't you? You can see it's right in the middle of this, so it's just a tough one, isn't it? Would I want to go long here? Might not be terrible. I expect price to go up, but it's still chopping back and forth, so you never quite know what it's going to do. The closer it gets to the top and the more times it struggles to get up, the quicker it could just turn tail and come down. We've still got, I don't know, 400 or 500 contracts around this area here, so I still think there's a good chance it's going to go up, but you just never quite know when a big seller decides that's enough, let's jump in now. So we've gone 1, 2, 3. We've broken it and rejected again and rejected again. Now, if this is going to bounce and push up here, at some point this is going to give up and this thing's going to drop, I think. And this thing sells off heavily. It could rocket down. You got liquidity here, there. Once you get down here, this thing could absolutely tank, couldn't it? Would I want to go long here? Not really. It has cleared liquidity, but it is really struggling to get up, and you never know when things are going to turn. Right, is this the big drop? Look how much it dropped there. This thing could absolutely tank down. Liquidity, 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 liquidity. There's an absolute ton of liquidity down here. Trouble is, we've got what looks like a channel, so we could have a break and it still may come up to these sellers. So a lot of the times we get these big drops, they just come quick and there's no real way in. What concerns me is we'd already broke below that liquidity already, and then we still couldn't push up. So this, to me, now is losing that momentum. So we got 2 legs down. If we get a bull bar that triggers here, there could be kind of like a failure, long failure. Trouble is, I'm kind of second guessing what I think's going to happen, but I can't trade it. So if you look on this chart, there's the new high after that. There's a second entry long there, which is triggered. Now, is this going to turn down and give us the failure? It's just too far from the EMA to short that for me. As much as I think that could get stopped out, I certainly wouldn't want to. Yeah. So, second entry long failure, push down, but is this going to be the big drop off? I think this is going to be the big drop. We're starting to meet liquidity in a minute. It's very similar to that, isn't it? We had that touch, little drop, little pullback, and then the thing just collapsed. And that's what it looks like. I'm not a fan of that. Let's get rid of it. I'd like a pullback here. That's enough for me. We've made 3 attempts here and another one. We broke higher, made another attempt. We've had one more attempt, one push up, second attempt. Now it's pushing. So for me, this is this big move down I've been kind of waiting for a while. If we can get a second entry short here, I'd have a go at that. There are buyers at 80, which may profit taking around this area. But I'd like a pullback here. I don't think we're going to get it. We had a small one there and then it just ducked. We had one there and then it came down. So we may get something. There kind of is a second entry long there. But it's losing momentum, isn't it, already? Oh, that's a shame. Come on, pull back. There's going to be liquidity all down here. There'll be some there, some there, some here. If this thing starts to move, we've had a break, 2 pushes to a new high. We've had a bunch of attempts to go higher. We've got into this area and it just hasn't got the legs, has it? And now we've had a really, we've come down, what, 5, 10, 15 points. So for me, I think this is going to continue down. We may get a break. I'm hoping we do. I just don't think we will. So this is the start of this heavy liquidity. There, then there. That is that double width channel setup that I like. If you just sold this there, I'm hoping we get a pullback. But often if you sell that for 2 points, 2 points risk, 2 points profit, it works. I'm just hoping we get a bit of a pullback here. That, I'm going to say it's not really a failure, is it, as of yet? Come on, give us a setup. If we can get a setup here, there'll be a load of stops there. There'll be stops there, stops there. We could get a really good move down here. I just don't know whether it's going to have the legs to get up there. Need to break below there, ideally. I don't know what's going on here. It's quite choppy, all this, isn't it? I think I'm going to knock up on the head for the day. I might pop back for an hour later, but I'm getting a bit hungry now. Being in for 3 hours and 40 minutes. We'll see. I mean, we've cleared out some liquidity and maybe it'll go down, I think. We'll see. It's hold on for a minute. Talking to me, yeah? Yeah, I'm fine. Excuse me a sec. So, channel break. See if we push up. There's a higher low there. I wouldn't take that. I'm guessing if it pushes up, it may trap some longs. I'm still hoping this thing comes down. It pushed above that bit of liquidity and then pulled back. So we'll see what happens here. You never know. You just never know what's going to happen. Things can always change. Let me just have a look at this. I don't think there's a larger channel up, is there? Maybe from here. It's possible. Touch. It doesn't look terrible, does it? Anybody else got that? Not sure. One or two, maybe. You all right? I don't know, maybe. Let's see if anybody else has got that. Not really. Okay, channel break new high. That's played out. Doesn't look terrible, does it? I'm not a massive fan of it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for the day. So it's been a quiet week. I've took a couple of bits on individual trades, but it's been super quiet. I am going to come back a little bit later for an hour, see if I can see anything. So have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday. We'll do it all again. I appreciate your company. Stay safe, and we'll catch up on Monday. Bye for now.